Unity of Music City! Hello, everybody! Happy Sunday! Welcome! Hi, everyone! I know that was like a super relaxing song to get everybody in this morning. We don't have the big rowdy Judy situation going on, so I'm sorry that wasn't more exciting. And I'd do a little jig for you, but I'm not ready for that yet. But hi! I'm so happy to be back and see your wonderful, shining faces. How is everybody? Good? Are we awake? Yes! We have Sean O'Shea in today. Yeah, dude! Happy to have Sean back. And I will say a little bit more about him in a moment. But bear with me, I got a couple of announcements for you before we get rolling. Are you ready for me? Bulletins are not out yet. Sorry. So take some notes, would ya? You ready for this? Get out your cell phones. We got some beautiful slides, okay? And you can listen to my mouth noise for a little while. I'm not gonna rap today, okay? I'm just gonna talk about it. I know. You weren't here for this, but Judy made me do it. It was my first month as MC, and she literally made me rap for a month. It was like hazing. It was awful, Sean, I'm telling you. They had to listen to it, too. They had that look on their faces of bless her heart. It was bad, I'm telling you. I tried. I did my best. I brought my positive energy. Okay, so we're looking to collect about 30 store-bought pies for the Dotson Chapel Christmas baskets. Bring your pie in and leave it on the kitchen counter during office hours, but this has got to be done by the 12th. Sherry Gentry has the information for this. Sherry Gentry, who gets to sit in the back this week. I know! You get a week off. How cool is that? You can come to Sherry for some more information if you need it. On Tuesday, December 3rd at 6 p.m., the Executive Council will be available in the Namaste Cafe to answer any questions or address your concerns, etc., that you may have regarding Unity of Music City's next steps. However, there's also another important thing to remember. They're taking volunteers for committees. It's very, very important. Please, please, please volunteer. There's a lot going on here. We're all aware of this. And we all have to work together to keep this ship running smoothly. So please come in and volunteer. We need everybody, okay? We all got a row. Everybody's got a row, okay? So we will be celebrating our holiday meal on December 8th following the service. So bring your favorite potluck dish to I didn't say I wouldn't scat. Okay. There's a sign-up sheet. Bring your favorite potluck dish to share. There we go. There's a sign-up sheet on the bulletin board by the Namaste Cafe, and see Susan Hurt for some more information. There's also going to be a membership vote at this time. So please do everything possible to attend. So if you come on the 3rd and get your questions answered and your concerns addressed and you volunteer for stuff, then you come on the 8th and vote on the stuff that you asked about. Okay? That's the idea. Okay. So we're having a coffee house and a Christmas party on Friday, December 20th. And this is really exciting because there's like open mic and music and it's going to be really cool. I'm really excited. If you would like to participate, please see Dr. Judy on Sunday, December 8th following the service. Come, sing, juggle, do the things you do. And if you don't want to perform, just come have coffee and enjoy. On Friday, December 13th, the Nashville Chooses Peace Energy Wellness Center is happening again. This is at 7 p.m. Energy healing practitioners will be available for short sessions on a first-come, first-served basis. And please see Becky Astorita for more information. This is a beautiful, transformative experience. So if you haven't been, try it. But come early, because it gets packed, and it is wonderful. I have been twice myself, and it was transformative. On Sunday, December 15th, There is a rainbow spiral gong meditation with Judy Bernard from 4 to 6. This is another transformative experience. If you haven't been to a sound healing with Judy Bernard, whoa, it's awesome. I mean, it's not just sitting around listening to a bunch of noise. These vibrations are going to go through you and do healings, and oh gosh, it's amazing. It's a wonderful thing. And if you ask her real nice, she'll get out the tuning forks and put them on her knees and stuff. Whoa, it's so awesome. Okay, and then of course we have Lunch Bunch on Wednesdays at 11:30, and they're studying The Gift of Change by Marianne Williamson. And on Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m. through December 18th, they're studying Breathing Underwater by Richard Rohr, taking a new look at the 12 steps. And of course, this is facilitated by Reverend Denise and Matt Eggleston. Now, I know he doesn't need a whole lot of introduction, but for those of you who are not familiar with him, we've got Sean O'Shea here today. Yeah. Oh, yeah. See, I can tell that there are a lot of people who are familiar with him. He is an author, he is a singer, he is a spiritual leader, and he is an all-around really cool guy. I cannot wait until you hear what he's got cooking for us today. So Sean, would you please come up? Please, please, please. Come up and enlighten our community. Thank you so much for being here.
No pressure. So, my little buddy asked me which color mic I wanted. And I said, duh. It goes with my shirt and my shoes. And he looked down, he said, no, the shoes are more of a peach tan. Okay, apparently he's going to be a fashion designer or something. I thought we'd get things going with a little music this morning. You guys up for that? And I want you to know this was kind of a last-minute thing. Jody Soland was scheduled to be here today as sermon and song. And Jody is just my soul sister. I just adore her. I know many of you do as well. She has a case of the shingles. Poor girl, yeah. And we know that she is whole and healthy and surrounded with love and light. So Jody, we're blessing you from over here and sending you lots of love and knowing you're going to be just fine. So this was kind of a last-minute thing, and I happen to be available and able to make a 90-minute trip over from Cookville this morning. So it is a delight. It was so last-minute, I had no clue what I was going to be doing for music, for talk, for much of anything. But these guys were patient with me and said, we'll figure it out as we go. So this is kind of 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. Yep, that's something like that. This one. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all the obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Think I can make it now, the pain is gone. All of the bad feelings have disappeared. Here is the rainbow I've been praying for. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Look all around and nothing but blue skies. Look all ahead, nothing but blue I can see clearly now, my breath is gone. bright, bright, sunshine today. Dave Wright on guitar. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. 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 Thank you. You guys sound good this morning. All right, I think it is B.
Is it yellow?
It's yellow.
I can give B mine. Here we go. Yay!
She uses yellow every freaking week. What's going on?
I would like to remind you that we do have prayer chaplains. Would the prayer chaplains here at this moment either stand or raise your hand so people know who you are? We are here to pray with you if you would like to have prayer. And I have an announcement for the prayer chaplains, a reminder that we are going to have a meeting right after the service. Thank you. So today, here we are, December 1st.
Yay!
Yay! It's the first Sunday of Advent. The word Advent means a beginning or arrival. In the Christian tradition, the Advent season is the 4 weeks leading to Christmas, the birth of the Christ child. In New Thought, the weeks leading up to Christmas are a time of spiritual preparation for the birth of the Christ within each of us. And so the affirmation for today: hope is where I start. Faith carries me the rest of the way. Together, hope is where I start. Faith carries me the rest of the way. Hope can be defined as a feeling of expectation or a desire for something to happen. Faith goes a bit further down the road as the bridge to shift circumstances because I am able to hold a new vision. The scriptures define faith as the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Charles Fillmore defined faith as the perceiving power of the mind, linked with the ability to shape substance. I bring the gift of hope when I encounter a troubling situation and am able to hold a higher view. I bring the gift of faith when I catch myself worrying about someone and then am able to see their Christ light, guiding them toward their highest and best outcome. Through the gifts of hope and faith, the Christmas season will be born anew in my consciousness. Faith will be expressed in my thoughts, words, emotions, and actions. On this, the first day of Advent, I practice seeing beyond circumstances and behold the Christ light in myself and everyone I know. I place my faith in the truth until it fills my consciousness and becomes my life. Hope is where I start. Faith carries me the rest of the way. So today, I light the Advent candle of hope and faith.
In the silence there is joy. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release from a world full of chaos and noise. So I wait in this precious moment when I hear all that could never be said, and right here in this holy silence I find God. I find myself. In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release from a world full of chaos and noise. So I wait in this holy silence when I hear all that could never be said, and right here in this holy silence I find God. I find God. I find myself. With that sacred energy in place, I invite you to bask in the beautiful, amazing sound of silence. behold the beauty in your heart, the love of the camaraderie you're here amongst, and the infinite possibilities of what the future holds for you. Not only individually, but collectively, as unity of Music City. We were told, be still and know. It's so much easier said than done, isn't it? I invite you not only in this moment, but in every moment you can get your heart wrapped around, to go to this place that is always available to you if you will just step in. Each one of you here is a beloved child of God. Your participation in today's service is not by accident by any means. You're here by divine appointment. And as we enter just a moment of absolute silence, I'm going to repeat the words of my dear friend, Reverend John McLean, likes to say. And that is simply, all is well. Life is good. And we are truly blessed. Let's give some thought to that in the silence. I'm overwhelmed by the energy in this place. It seems every time I'm here, it leaks out my eyes. And I don't apologize for it. I'm home. And I'm grateful. You are home. I hope you'll be grateful. I want you to take this feeling, this moment, this sensation of being wrapped in God's arms with you the rest of this day, the rest of this week, God willing, the rest of your life, because you deserve it. So together, let's all say, all is well.
All is well.
Life is good.
Life is good.
And we are truly blessed.
We are truly blessed.
So it is.
So it is.
Thank you. Can I trouble anyone for a quick glass of water? I seem to have gotten just a tad choked up. So, I'm home. I can be honest. I'm not going to try to show off to anybody. Wait a minute. I want to thank you guys for being so flexible this morning and such a joy to play with always. Thank you. You guys are blessed. I'll tell you a funny story. The very first time we visited this particular church, this beautiful man, Kenny Malone, was on the drums. I didn't know who he was. He just this really cool guy, but I was really focused on watching him play. So it was just like he and the drum were like this one thing, you know? And he was just, golly, I couldn't get enough of watching him and listening to him. And I got all done. And I figured it's like most churches, right? He's probably an accountant. And, but he loves playing the drums. And so he comes and he plays the drums or whatever. He's a policeman, I don't know, whatever. And I go up, "Sir," I said, "you're just an amazing drummer. You should keep it up." And he says, "Thanks, man. Who are you?" And we've been dear friends ever since. So I got all done, and so Ken's packing up, and he's out the back door. And he said to Judy, "Gosh, that drummer's terrific." I told him, too. I went up and talked to him and told him how good he was. And she's kind of smirking. She says, "Honey, do you know who he is?" "No, I didn't catch his name." "That's Kenny Malone." And I said, "Oh, shit." Because I don't play the drums, but I knew who he was. Because he was on lots of albums that I listened to. And I'm one of those freaks who really likes to read all the credits. Who produced it, who played what, more cowbell, who did what on the album. So anyway, I told you I was going to kind of get a little naked and honest with you. So this gig came up very last minute. And I was forced to offer a title, because they always promote what you're going to talk about.
We know.
I said,
Backgrounds on everything.
"Embrace change." "Okay, great. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, I can't wait to hear it." I'm thinking, neither can I. So here are a bunch of slides that I have regarding change that we're going to probably talk about. And on the back are the notes that I made about what I'm going to say regarding each of those slides. Even last night, my beautiful wife was saying, "So do you have your talk ready?" I said, "I do not." She's like, you're kidding." I said, "I am not." "You have to have a talk ready." I said, "I really do." "You're right." "Well, seriously, you need to write it." I said, "I do." "Or somebody needs to write it." "Are you up to it?" She wasn't. And finally it dawned on me that I would know exactly what you are supposed to hear. Doesn't matter what I think, what I sit up at night writing down. Doesn't matter for crap. I'm just the messenger. And I will be divinely guided to say what we need to say. And it's that level of knowing that I want to invite you to ingest. I'm kind of on the inner circle. Denise and Judy are very dear sisters to me. So I know you are preparing for their departure, their inevitable departure. And you're lucky it's not an abrupt departure like many ministers. "Yeah, I think I'm done." Bye, and they're gone. And the church is just all up in the air in a panic. That's not the way it is here. They are going to wean themselves out gradually and slowly and carefully and with a great deal of love. And that is very unique. And it's time. They want to be grandmas. And they deserve it. They earned it. Their ministry is not over by any stretch of the imagination. It lives on here in everything we are going to do. And then some. I mean, they'll be doing all kinds of stuff from their fabulous palace out there on the river. Thank you for the water. Appreciate it. Ooh, Irish coffee. Sober 3 years, so no. But funny to think about nonetheless. So stuff is changing. How do we feel about that? Oh yeah, that's right. Thank you for that. I'm glad you remembered my slides. Thank you. So, while I'm the one doing the talk, I do want to hear a little something. When you think about change, what bothers you?
Uncertainty.
Yep.
Difference? Uncertainty. Bingo.
Unable to control.
Lack of control. Uncertainty. Not knowing. Same thing, right? Not knowing. See, I didn't know what I was going to talk about specifically this morning. But I chose to know that everything was going to work out. You don't know what it's going to look like when Denise and Judy aren't up here, when they're not at the helm. You don't know. But you can right now choose to know it's going to be okay. I'm a science of mind student in addition to Unity. Like most of us, you study kind of little bits and pieces of all the New Thought offerings. And I spent a fair amount of time in religious science because I was a music minister over there for 3.5 years. And so I know with every cell in my being that there is power in how we perceive things, how we witness them to be good, bad, scary, motivating, whatever we perceive them to be, they will show up in our lives to be. If this is scary, if you envision lack and flailing lack of leadership and scary stuff and all this stuff, that is probably what you will attract. Yes, you are that powerful. Denise has been trying to tell you that for a couple of decades. Hear me, sis? Plug. You are that powerful. So in her honor, in their honor, would you please, right now, make a decision that what's coming next is good and powerful and divinely orchestrated?
Yes.
And will you take ownership of it?
Yes.
You can be the change that you need here. All you have to do is decide it is good, it is coming. All is well, life is good, and you are truly blessed. Let's take a look at what Scripture has to say about some of this stuff. What do I have? Anything fancy I need? Oh, just push the button. Hey, baby. Didn't work here either. And it's going backwards. Okay. Yeah. Scripture. I'm not a big scripture guy, but when I find one that works for my talk, I grab it. Be strong and courageous. Do not fear or be in dread of them. For it is the Lord your God who goes with you. He will not leave you or forsake you. Do not be anxious about anything. What, me? Never. But in everything by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving. With thanksgiving. That's a really important insertion in this. You have to be grateful for what's coming before you've seen it come. Do you understand? You have to be grateful for the greatness that's coming next before it's here in order to attract it here. And I've watched these people teach and serve. I've watched you, and I've been a part of you, in and out, come and gone over the years. And I know what power, what Holy Spirit lives on this property and in these hearts. And I know that what's coming is good. Do I know what it'll look like? Nope. sound like? Nope. Cost? Nope. Doesn't matter. It's all in divine order. For everything there is a season, and a time for every matter under heaven. If you realize that all things change, there is nothing you will try to hold on to. If you are not afraid of dying, meaning changing, by the way, not dropping dead on the floor. If you're not afraid of dying, there is nothing you cannot achieve. Nothing. So a question for you. Who here, let's say, from a point of your quality of character, your spirituality, your goodness, who here is better than they were 10 years ago? Better than they were 5 years ago? Thankfully. Better than they were maybe even a month ago. So what do we have in common, those with a hand up? What do we have in common? Change. And you're afraid of it. Cut it out. I'm done. Change your thoughts and you... See, with every hug, I was weakening my mic off my ear. Sorry, Dave. Dave kept resetting me and resetting me. All right. Hello, hello, hello. Okay? All right. Change your thoughts and change the world, Norman Vincent Peale. It's the most unhappy people who most fear change. I saw a couple of people squirm. I get it. I needed to change. And I probably, I don't know if I should venture this or not, but I think I'm going to get brave and get really naked with you. I had a mental health crisis on February 26th, 2017. I was alone, and I decided I just couldn't take it anymore. And I went into my garage, and I staged what would be an unfortunate accident. It was perfect. Nobody would feel guilty. It would just be an accident. I'm an avid car detailing guy. So I started the car, turned on all the lights at 4:30 in the morning, and started detailing my car. And I figured I would just kind of pass out and go to sleep. And it would look like a terribly unfortunate accident. Lo and behold, my garage was not airtight at all. 40 minutes of this, I was really getting mad and confused and upset. And instead, I shut off the car and went inside and packed a bag and drove myself to Vanderbilt, where they quickly took one look at me. I couldn't even speak, and they admitted me, and then they whisked me off to another hospital where I was ceremoniously strip searched and cavity checked, and next thing I knew, I was laying on a cold linoleum floor, balled up in the fetal position, weeping. Do you think I changed at that moment? Do you think that was pleasant? Hell no. But what got uncovered during that hellacious ordeal was stuff I had buried and not dealt with since early childhood. And the work that I had to do, and my poor wife had to drag along to do the work with me and help me through this, and God bless her, we're closer than ever. Closer than ever. When really, she had every right to just be gone. Every right. Because I just said, I can't take it anymore. I need to change. This needs to change. Show me. Bring it. I am living life like a miracle freaking magnet right now. This marriage of 21 years is the best it's ever been. We're like newlyweds. We just bought this spectacular property out in Cookeville, Tennessee, about 90 minutes from here. And I could spend a whole talk just on that. Just over a year ago, my daughter was expecting a child, a baby. And I was nervous about it because her health is not good. And she's got some genetic disorders that make a pregnancy not very good for her. But she was on a trip, and we got a frantic call from her that she was in Atlanta on a layover and was in the process of having a miscarriage. And of course she was devastated, and here we are up in Nashville. Her husband's up in Massachusetts. Her mom's over in Arkansas. She was there alone, having a miscarriage at about 4 months along. So it was a horrible scene on the plane and at the hospital and the whole bit. And they were preparing her for, as they put it, completing delivery, taking the baby. And she was just in there, and we're driving like bats out of hell down 24, trying to get there as soon as we can, and getting updates from her and so on and so forth. And as they were preparing this procedure, the doctor said, "Stop, stop, wait." He wanted it silent. And in the silence, he said, "I'm hearing a heartbeat. There's hope." And my daughter said, "Wow, if this baby makes it, I hope it's a girl, because that's going to be her name." A couple months later, she went into labor way too early. She was at Boston Children's Hospital, and then she ended up bringing little baby Hope into the world. And she was a teeny tiny little thing. And she was missing a kidney, and the other kidney wasn't working, and they just prepared these kids for a hellacious scenario. They met with them and said, "You know, chances are pretty good that your baby will come, and she'll gasp for air for a little while and then pass in your arms. So you want to think about what outfit to put her in when she passes. Do you want to have clergy on hand?" They needed to prepare them for the most hellacious end to this story. The amazing thing is that we just celebrated Hope's first birthday on November 24th. So here's what you need to understand. Things are changing. You don't have control over some of it. You don't know what some of the outcome is going to be exactly. But here's what I know, and by Jesus I know this. There's hope. And each heart, each eye I'm looking in right now has the God-given ability to attract what is right and perfect for the next step for this place. And you have the power to either shutter this place up and walk away, or to kind of just limp along like it's gone. Fine. We'll manage. We'll survive. Or to make it the best it's ever been. Just decide. There's hope. What you do with this hope is up to you. Don't fear change. You may lose something good, but you may gain something great. You are losing some good stuff. I get it. I get it. Trust me. Been through enough change here. Your life does not get better by chance. Your life gets better by change. The same is true of your church, my friends. You might not like this, but all great changes are preceded by chaos. Some of you are thinking, there must be some really good stuff on the way. It was for me. Here's another one to think about. Before something great happens, everything falls apart. Man, was that true in my life? I just turned 59, so I started my 60th year, my 7th decade. That sounds weird, but it's true. And the truth of the matter is, I feel more like a teenager than ever before. People I'm running into have said, there's something different about you. You look well. You look happy. And almost everybody I greet, I say, you know what? If I were any better, I'd be jealous of myself. That's like my standard greeting now to how are you? You're going to say that about your church. Great things never came from your comfort zone. Some of you are thinking, I don't like this guy. He's making me think too much. I don't. So here's something to think about. Change helps attract new gifts and energy.
Yay.
If you are in alignment with the divine power that makes that so. You can make it a failing energy, you can make it negative, you can make it sad, you can make it upsetting, or you can make this really amazing. Pick. Right now. I declare this place is embarking on the greatest journey it's ever had, starting in 2020. Who's with me? Let's do this. So it is. How's this work?
Let's see, we do just do music. All right. So I'm going to teach you. I'm going to teach you a song that I wrote just a couple of weeks after I was released from the hospital. I was on my way to do a church service with my buddy Tim Stewart, Reverend Dr. Tim Stewart, Divine Science Minister. And I needed some music that day, and I wanted to do a congregational song. And on my way out the door of my house, seriously, I sat at the piano and scribbled this out. This was just, song was just, no, it was just handed to me. Now, Crystal wanted to know if I wanted a slide of the lyrics, and she understood why I don't. Here's how it goes. This is your part, the chorus. Be here now. Be here now. Be here now. Be here now. Anyone want a lyric sheet? You can remember that? Let's try that together. Be here now. did I say the things that I said? Why did I do what I did? Feeling so lost and alone in this world, on a path that I know God forbids. That's when I heard it, that voice in my heart, making me want to believe. It's simple, it's easy, just be still and know this message was mine to receive. Be here now. Be here now. Be here now. Be here now. Breathing in life, I breathe out all my fears. I'm calm and I'll know what to do. My fear and my doubt have no handle on me. I'm wise when I listen to you. I'm safe and I'm loved as a child of God. I know that forgiveness is mine. This weight and these burdens I've carried around will leave as I quiet my mind and be here now. Be here now. Be here now. Let's invite God in. Be here now. Again. Be here now. 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 One last time. Be here now. Be here now. Come here, God. Be here now. Here now.
Can we all say thank you to Sean? That was amazing. Is Sean not amazing at bringing spirit into the room? Wow.
Just the messenger.
Oh my goodness, just the messenger. I've heard some crappy messengers. Am I switching things? I'm sorry. I'm holding this thing. I'm trying to turn it off. And
I don't know.
speaking of a crappy messenger.
Excuse me.
All right. So can we affirm some abundance since we have spirit in the room so well? Since Sean has brought. I live in the midst of infinite abundance. I give freely and fearlessly to life. and life gives back to me. If you would please join us in our sacred walk of abundance, coming up this way, dropping your offerings in the bowl here. If somebody else could lift the bowl, I'm not allowed to do such things just yet. Thank you so much. And please pick up an affirmation over here as you walk through. Thank you.
Nice to see you too. I'm flying straight here. Yeah, I know.
Now, some of you know that my beautiful bride was a cast member at Disney. That's all I'm allowed to say. She's under 5 feet tall, so I'll let you figure it out. At our wedding, I surprised her and had a pre-recording of me singing this because I couldn't get through it. Also, I was standing there waiting for her to come down the aisle with her dad, so there was that logistic issue. But anyway, I surprised her with this tune. It's kind of been special to us ever since. And with all the changes that are coming and all the wishes that we're making for how we all want it to be, I thought that this might be an appropriate song to close out the service with. When you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. Anything your heart desires will come to you. When your heart is in your dreams, no request is too extreme. When you wish upon a star, as dreamers do, fate is kind. She brings to those who love the sweet fulfillment of their secret longing. Like a bolt out
out of the blue, fate steps in and sees you through. When you wish upon a star, your dreams come true. Like a bolt out of the blue, fate steps in and sees you through. When you wish upon a star, your dreams come true. When you wish upon a star, your dreams come true. Big buck. It's gonna be okay.
You had to hit me in the Disney feels. Why you gotta be like that? Seriously, hitting me in the tenor feels, hitting me in the Disney feels, in the it's gonna be okay feels. Sean, I can't thank you enough. I can't thank you. Oh my gosh. Can we give Sean another big hand? Thank you so much for being here. You really blessed us. Well, before we move on to that, I think we've forgotten something. It's the first Sunday in December. Holy smokes! Is there anybody here who's got a birthday in December? Please stand. Yes, please. Can we wish you happy birthday?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear all your life. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you so much. All right, let's pray out. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And all is well. Amen, y'all. Have an awesome week. Make sure you come on out to those meetings. Let your voice be heard. Come on out to parties. Have an awesome, awesome week. Thank you for coming out. And Sean, you're amazing.